The end is here, you know? Beginning of the end, you could say. This is Sia Astelle, Maplestory M's first original character. In this free-to-play series, I will be taking Ort's Star Guardian and aiming for the stars by pushing her to the limits of this side-scrolling game. We will be playing with restricted trade station rules, self-crafted gear only, limit on gear rank, and solo expedition play. We will be progressing Maplestory M one boss at a time. The goal? One of Maplestory M's hardest bosses, Hard Sickness. Alright, listen. For the past few months, I've been jumping into expeditions attempting to kill Hard Sickness. From this month's worth of progress on this boss, the picture started to become more clear. I wasn't going to be able to kill this boss. In order to down this boss, I needed to figure out how I could get more damage. Man, I'm at 50% and there's still 5 minutes. There's still over 5 minutes left. The first thing that I considered was hyperstats. Hyperstats are extra stat points that I could invest into my character. You know, these stats I could invest include things like final damage, boss attack, and magic attack. While this would be a substantial boost in my damage, it would cost me about 6 billion meso. A decent option, but I really don't want to spend that much cash. The second thing that I considered was exalting my weapon. Exalts are a way to make your weapon even more powerful. There are a few things that make this option pretty risky though. First, I need to fuse another Jane weapon, considering my parameters of trade station restrictions. While this is easy with the amount of elite dungeons that I do, it would still be a 1 in 4 chance to get the material. After that, I would need to have a 50% chance to land the exalt. I would need to repeat this process until I hit the coin flip 5 times. Oh, and yeah, each time I fail, it adds a fail count where I can only fail a maximum of 5 times. While lucrative, this is probably the most expensive option. And the last one's pretty crazy. I considered upgrading my weapon to Ancient from Mythic at level 30. If I did this, my critical damage would jump from 54% to 96%. The only drawback to this one is that my weapon would be effectively dead and I would have to re-roll it if I wanted to continue progressing on my Sia Astelle. So probably not the best option if I'm entering season 2. It's been about 3 months since I started this challenge. Every day I do all my dailies, which equates to about 3 hours a day. So for an average of 38 days a month, that equates to about 270 hours of gameplay for this challenge. So in order to get the damage needed to kill Hard Sickness, I'm going to focus on low cost power gains. First up, we have boss souls. Since the beginning of the challenge, I've been purchasing the boss soul enchanters. Each boss soul enchanter has a 10% success chance, with a maximum purchase of 2 limits per day. It'll hit eventually. This took me about 3 weeks to get all my gear to pass with 10% gachapon. For the boss souls, the plan is to go for boss attack Von Leon souls. These are relatively cheap and the boost for my boss attack would be about 2.4% per soul. Next up, we've been hitting the kitchen. I started collecting food buffs for my Sia. We're rocking all the relevant offensive foods. Follow that up by completion of my full boss accessory set. I've been farming constantly and I finally got it. During the last month, Nexon dropped an expedition event where I ended up purchasing the final 7th slot. This is super good, and if you only get one thing from the series, you should definitely get the boss set ASAP as soon as possible. Finally, and most importantly of all, I will be using the Boss Rush Potion. Now to get you up to speed, the Boss Rush Potion is only available once a month through the Kerning Tower shop. This potion puts you at godly levels of damage. It boosts boss attack by 1.5%. Now, I will only have one shot at killing Hard Sickness. If this fails, I don't know what I'm going to do. If this fails, I fear I won't be able to solo Hard Sickness without pushing my gear even further. Upgrading my character further would take a lot more meso invested. I need this to work. This is Sia Astelle. There's been a lot of preparation into getting my Sia strong enough to be able to attempt Sickness. Based off my research and testing, I should have enough damage, but my access to offensive gear is going to make this challenge extremely difficult in order to have the damage output necessary to end this challenge. I believe it's possible. Very difficult, but possible as long as this goal has existed. Have you ever done Hard Sickness before? Yeah, I have, but this will be a first at this kind of gear level. Usually, whenever you attempt this, you're level 200, max gear, and you just kill this in like 30 seconds. What can I say? I'm so excited. Meet the final boss for Season 1 of Solo Leveler, Corrupted Empress Cygnus. She's the hardest and most punishing boss available from Expedition Play. Few things you want to know about her. The first skill that Empress does is Darkness Ball. It's a frontal dark hit. Basically just don't get hit. Next is the most punishing ability and most obvious one, Dark Genesis. Basically a patch of black will mark the ground and it raises up. This ability isn't mitigated by any damage stats, so it's crucial that I dodge this. Empress's other ability is the Ground of Flames. These flames stay on the ground. This effectively behaves as a room denial in the room. At points in the fight, several black orbs will form around Empress. These orbs fall down to the sky from the sky and create tornadoes. This is her Abyss Tornado skill. Getting hit stuns the player and dodging it is very imperative. For all these room denial dodging abilities, the plan is to use my teleport to blink out and dodge these abilities, so be on the lookout for that. The last major mechanic is her damage reflection. She'll glow purple and any damage that I deal will reflect back to me. This is essentially a one-shot. For anyone brave enough to attempt this challenge, good luck and have fun. Before I go in, I want to optimize my Ort Wave buff by spamming my abilities. I'm at 3, I also want to get my buffs rolling, so I got my butterfly. I'll see my damage going in. And I'm so nervous. I got my frog out, got my rotations going. Nice. Dodge that. Got that big ass frog jumping around. Nice, we're in a good spot here. Alright, we're 20 seconds in and it looks like I did like close to 10% maybe. Alright, 2 minutes in, we're about 50%. Dang, that boss rush is making up so much of my damage right now. Just gonna keep my distance. Oh, damage reflect? No, never mind. We're all good. Gotta keep pumping. Blink out of that. Oh nice, I'm not stunned. And we're doing so good right now. Oh. How did that happen? Alright, we got the first damage reflect. Man, I'm doing so good right now. 6 minutes left. About 20% maybe. Just gotta keep my distance. And boss rush really made the difference. I need to blink out of here. Ah, that's some bad RNG on Tornado. And I'm so close. This is so good. Just gotta keep pumping a little bit more. Still got 5 minutes on timer. Man, this is so amazing. Wow. That is Season 1 Solo Leveler complete. I'm so stoked right now. You know, I didn't get any loot that matters, but man, such a huge accomplishment. I'm so happy to finish this. This is my gear that I have for this challenge. Are all good. My CP, I did this at 13k magic attack. I'm so happy about this.